Hey there, it's Stacy, and I'm coming to you from Mississippi today. Um, I've been really struggling just staying healthy for the last couple months. I got the flu and it turned into mononucleosis, which I've had before, so it just sprung its nasty little head back up, and I was struggling at work. I was just barely getting, half of the work done that I normally would get done in a small amount of time. It was taking me my entire shift to do it. And I just wanted to tell you all how much this yogurt has helped me. Now, I do have to put out a little warning out there because I'm lactose intolerant, so I probably shouldn't be drinking this product at all. But I was just feeling really like crap, and I started researching, the keto diet a while back, a long time ago. And what do your ketones have to do with dementia? And it turns out that I'm doing this research for my father-in-law and for myself, because my grandmother, she had dementia and she died of dementia. And of course, it turns into Alzheimer's, and it's something that is 100% debilitating, and it's horrible for your family to watch you go through that. It's just heart-wrenching. But anywho, when I bought this kefir, I noticed a huge, huge difference in my father-in-law, who I take care of regularly, and he just, really wasn't wanting to get out of bed in the morning. He just, you have to kind of coax him out of bed. You got to coax him in to get in a bath. And you have to just really, really like harass him practically to get him to get up and get around. Well, I started giving him just a little bit of kefir in a smoothie, and he did so good. I mean, it didn't help his memory, which is what I was really hoping, but it did help him to get up, get his clothes on, tuck in his shirt, put his belt on, put his keys on his belt. He just was ready to go. And so after being sick for like a month, and normally if I drink any kind of dairy product, it is just a little bit, and I just put it in a smoothie or something else. Well, I drank a whole glass of kefir, and the next day I felt like a brand new person. I mean, me and my boss practically, we just were owning that place, okay? It was going down, and we were on it. And I was just like, what did I do differently yesterday than I normally do? What did I eat something? I'm taking all these multivitamins and take Robitussin, and I just been really, really congested. Probably have 100 million allergies. And in the South, it's 80 degrees one day, things start blooming, and then the rain comes and it's nice and warm, and then the next day it's like 30. It's like 80 and then 30 and then 90 and then 20, and you're like, I'm dying, somebody help me. So finally, I just went all in, and I drank a whole cup of kefir. And what kefir is it's yogurt that's fermented at a different temperature than regular yogurt. So yogurt is regularly fermented in the refrigerator, but kefir is fermented at room temperature. I've done a ton of research on this because it's supposed to give you your ketones if you don't naturally get your ketones. So what I mean by that is, if you sleep 8 hours in one night, then every hour after 8 hours that you don't eat anything, your body is, it's eating your fat that's on your body, and it's giving you ketones, and that gives you energy. Your body is is feeding off of its own fat. Okay, so you do gain a little bit of weight whenever you do this, but you know, I'm epileptic, so I have to have 8 hours of sleep. If I don't, I'm risking having a seizure while driving, having a seizure while whatever I'm doing. Although I've never had a seizure while I was awake, you never know what might happen. I've only ever had one seizure while I was awake, and it was in the middle of the night when I was woken up by the phone. But, you know, it happens. Things happen. And you just have to learn from your mistakes, you know. Unfortunately, sometimes they're drastic, you know, literally teeth cracking mistakes. So, you know, when you're have dementia or epilepsy or, you know, a lot of different things, they're caused by, there's something in your life that you're doing, something you're eating, or something that maybe it's your stress levels, you know, you're just letting your stress take over you. Can't let that happen. You absolutely cannot let that happen. If you're one of those people who call your BFF just to complain all day, you know, that's stress. Even though you're getting it off your chest, you're stressing yourself by stressing out all the time. You know, I try desperately in my life to call my best friend on a good day. Call my best friend and tell her my good news, not my, I'm dying, I need help. Don't be one of those people who only ever calls when you need something, when you need money, when you need this. You know, if you're at work and you're the person at the front register who has to holler back to the kitchen, send me this, send me that. Make it a point to go back to the kitchen and say, hey, how are y'all doing? Even if you don't need anything. Because just being positive makes everything a lighter, happier, better day. You know, I think that it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're going to church or if you're going to preach to people or if you're going to help people out. If you're advocating for others, advocate for yourself too. You know, take a minute to really try and be positive. On my page, Meditation Awakening Support Group, it says a quote, which is, you know, it's changed my life, and it's, go one day without complaining and see how it changes your life. And it is really hard sometimes, especially when, you know, you're struggling financially, maybe you're struggling mentally to not be stressing all the time, and, you know, you're just trying to get by. Well, when you're all the time concerned and worried about your problems and issues, then you're not worried about, you know, what you really need to be worried about, which is your bills, and then, you know, things that you normally would be taking care of, but instead you're whining and complaining all day. You know, that's not going to make your life any better. So, you know, go ahead and do some research. What makes you feel better? This stuff right here. I have no idea why this fermented milk makes such a huge difference, but your gut bacteria is directly linked to your brain. And I know this because I've done a ton of research about it. It's found that the majority of people with dementia and Alzheimer's have a certain type of gut bacteria that is bad. It's bad, and that gut bacteria affects your brain. So every day, you know, take in something healthy. Even if you're lactose intolerant, it won't kill you to throw a tiny bit of this in your smoothie, you know? And if your lover really loves you, they're going to deal with you, whatever you have to deal with. But I did drink a whole cup of kefir, and it was a pretty bad tummy ache, I'm not going to lie. Maybe I don't know what I could talk to my doctor about it. But even if you are lactose intolerant, definitely take a little, because it really, really will change how you feel in the morning, especially if you're having trouble getting up and getting around. I know thousands of people who I go online and I read and I research, and it's just one after the other. Addictions, and people just have to have their coffee in the morning, they have to have their drugs, they have to have their pills. Well, sometimes all you have to do is change your diet just a little bit, and it will make the most huge impact on your life. And, you might get a little gassy if you have lactose intolerance, but you know that if you're sad, you're going to eat that ice cream, so you might as well take something that's good for you. Now, this stuff right here tastes like crap. It tastes horrible. I usually do not ever drink it by itself. This one particular day, when I was feeling particularly icky, I just knew that, I'm going to get rode up if I don't get my butt into gear. So I just decided, you know what? If that makes Pops feel that good, I'm going to drink some of this. Looked like I was taking a shot of whiskey, okay? You just do whatever you have to do to feel better. And, I think it gave me a little bit of a headache, but I still, because my sinuses were already clogged up because I was sick. But, that's just something that I had to deal with, and there's always going to be side effects. It doesn't matter if you go to your doctor and they give you something else, then there's going to be some other kind of side effect. And unfortunately, there's not very many things in this world that help you with no side effects. So, if you're struggling with the keto diet, or maybe you're super successful, but you're not able to get that 8 hours, or you're not able to, maybe you can't ever sleep 8 hours. Maybe you can only sleep 2 or 3 hours at a time. That's why I bought it for my father-in-law, because he sleeps, let's just put it this way. If I catch him sleeping, he's going to deny that he was even ever asleep. He's like, I wasn't sleeping, I was just resting my eyes. So he never, ever just decides to go to sleep. He'll only just nod off. And every now and then I can talk him into putting on his CPAP machine, which he absolutely should wear every single night. But he just doesn't. He won't. He doesn't want to go to sleep. And as I'm not his direct child, but he looks at me like I'm his kid. I can't tell him what to do. He doesn't want to hear it. So sometimes, if people don't listen to you and you can't make them do anything, what you can do is treat them to, something healthy, something that will make them feel better. And then at least whenever they're happy and they're feeling good, you'll have some memories that maybe will last you. Take a couple pictures while you still can, okay? Life is very short. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. So I hope that, I know that I have some friends that are not really, we don't really talk anymore, but I know that a lot of my family and friends have friends and family that struggle with dementia. And that's why I made this video today, and I hope that it brings your family some peace that might desperately, desperately need it. Mwah!